thrilled to introduce the lovely and vivacious Heather Pant.
Dun, dun, dun,
I had
dun.
the pleasure of meeting her a few years ago when she was mentoring me. So I'm excited for everybody here to be able to meet her. If you haven't had a chance to see Heather in action or see any of her work, um, I'm just going to read from the little bio that she sent. Heather Pant has been painting in acrylics and oils much of her life and professionally for the past 25 years. Heather's motivation and inspiration come from the movement and colors of her surroundings. Her use of bold, vivid colors and movement provide the viewer with a truly introspective experience, evoking a distinctive sense of emotion through her creations on canvas.
Yes.
And sweet.
Wonderful. Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Okay, well, hi everybody. Okay, so now I'm talking to myself, but okay. So let me show you. We're going to talk about water today. We're going to talk about movement of water and how I start the water, because I believe that it's all about what's underneath everything. Like, I like to work from dark to light with acrylics. So I like to get the dirt in there first. So let me just move you to where you need to be without dropping you. Oh, I almost dropped you again. Hold on a second. Having some issues. My tripod that I usually hold my camera on broke. So I'm actually using an easel. So, okay. So now you can see. There we go. Okay, I'm going to make it better for you. Don't worry. Okay, let's get you. Okay. So it's got this automatic thing going on. Okay, this is one waterfall that I'm working on right now, which is really cool. Can you guys see? Mm-hmm. So, but I wanted to start raw with you guys. I might be able to show you how I finish this up. This is just, I haven't finished it yet. It's still kind of wild and crazy. So, but I was like, what's the best way for me to show you how I put it all together? So I just kind of quickly found a little photograph of a waterfall, and I just painted this canvas with purple. My stuff it's not your average, normal, educated artist stuff. This is stuff that I found out worked for me. So if it works for me, I kind of stick with it. But I use Artist Loft Violet for my underpainting. You can use Violet Gesso or whatever you like, but I prefer this. I don't know why, but it works really well for me. So this is what I use. And I just covered the canvas with purple. And then I just took some black. Now this is my magic secret. I'm going to give you a secret. Please don't share it with anyone. Okay. Craftsmart, the crappiest paint you could ever imagine, has the consistency that I need in order to paint. So for my blacks and my whites, I use this. And I know that's just crazy, but it works for me. So I continue using it. It's part of my formula. And I'll show you my formula. But yeah, I use this. And then I always varnish my work. So once I completed a painting, I varnish it and, seal everything, and it's safe and it'll last just as long as I'm alive. So that's good enough for me. So here's the paint.
With tonight, I'm blown away.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes. No, it's okay.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because all I could just see myself. So okay, so when I paint, I take my glasses off. So I finished this, I just painted this purple like at about 4 o'clock, and then I grabbed my phone and I just kind of filled in the darks, because you got to have something for the water to, and I usually do this to lay out the land. Oh, you can't see, can you? Okay, hold on. Go. Hold on. There you go.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I could bring it down even a little lower, I think, because you're seeing the top of, I have this huge painting on my easel right now and I can't get it off. So we're kind of stuck with this. I want to make sure you can see. Can you guys see? Can all of you see this?
Yep.
Can you see that? Right here?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. That's better.
Okay. Oh, maybe I can lift it up a little. Sorry. Don't worry. My demo's going to be really cool. If I could stick something under there. Oh, here. You know what I can do? I could put a painting there. I'm a little kooky, guys. I'm a painter. I sit in my studio way too much. So let's see if I can just prop it up on my other canvas. Sorry.
You can tell that.
Plenty of time to be all set up for you. Okay. So let's see if this will work better. How's that? Better? Now you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is how I start. I cover my canvas with purple. I let it dry. Then I go in with just the black and just make my areas of where the rocks are, and then I keep where the water's going to go basically in purple. So I'm just gonna, I'm a self-taught artist. So the best way for me to show you how I do anything is just to paint. So I'm gonna paint, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me, and I'll try to share as much as I can. Should I go back to this? Maybe I should. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so let's start. I know it's just basic, but there's a few little cool tricks that I've come across in my painting times, and I would like to share them with you. So I'm going to use Prussian blue. And here, let me put the Prussian blue. Oh, by the way, if you don't have, like right now, my palette is to the left of me, and I don't have something that I can hold in my hand. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I just use a canvas that has wrapper on it? And then once it dries, I'll just rip the wrapper off and I can still use the canvas. So I'm going to use this as my palette. Pretty brilliant, hey? Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys can see. So I'm going to put some Prussian blue down because this is really how I start. You can use any color if you want to use warms, or if you want to use purples, or whatever colors you like. I like to use Prussian blue when I'm just kind of figuring out where the water goes. And I tell my students, and I know it sounds crazy, I'm going to put a little white down too. Titanium white, by the way. That's scary, scary stuff. But I tell my students, you gotta let the canvas talk to you, and always kind of keep a formula and stick with it. So I got my white and my Prussian blue, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little white, and I'm gonna leave it like a nice darker tone, and I'm gonna try to figure out. Oh, this is a bad brush. Let me pick another one. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. Okay. I love painting water, and I always tell my students to become the water. And I know it's crazy, but you got to really start where the water comes from. So I see the water coming this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this blue, and I'm going to go around, make a few little rocks and stuff, and then I'm going to drop it down, and I'm just going to kind of make the water go the angles that I want it to go. And a lot of people, they get scared of painting water or waterfalls because it can be tricky. But actually, as long as you keep your brush going in the direction that the water's flowing, you should be okay. So see that? And I'm I'm just going to bring it down, and then we're going to stop right where the water starts to fall again.
So Heather, you use an angled brush, right?
I use all angle brushes and one liner brush. That's it. I don't use rounds. I don't use flat square ones. I don't use anything. I just use angle brushes. I found that there's so much you can do with an angle brush. I mean, you got straight lines. You can curve it with your fingers. So that looks kind of cool. We're going to bring this down a little bit more. So I just kind of bringing the water in, trying to figure out where I'm at. I think the water would go like this, and then you got to make the water sounds. And I'm just bringing it down. And this is really a fun exercise to do too, is just to put all your darks in, all your black in first, and then you can, there's so much you can do. Look at that, how fun. This is gonna look cool. Okay, so this is the base of the waterfall. So, and then this is gonna go down like this. I have a little photo, but I never really stick to them. I like to use my imagination and the way it makes me feel. Let's bring this up. See, I'm bringing little, I'm gonna bring this down. See how I'm just softly touching it. So what I do is I just lay the lights and darks in with my Prussian blue. Am I going too slow for you guys?
No.
See how I grabbed a little white to make that a little bit more. I think the light is coming from this direction. So we're going to lighten the direction that the water's coming. We'll do something magnificent with this water. But you got to really feel it. You guys are going to think I'm a real kook. Well, when it comes to water, I kind of am. So we're going to just see how I'm turning my brush. Are you watching? Can you see me turn the brush? See, I'm just making it move. And this is kind of the beginning stage, you know. It's already starting to look pretty. But it's just blues. We're not getting into any lighter colors. We're just kind of staying in the mid-tones, a little bit of darks, but nothing really special. We're going to go like this. And I'm just using all the same brush. See, I want it to be fun, right? I mean, it's cool to be an artist and everything, but you really got to love the process. You really got to love what you're doing. And if you like water, like I like water, by the way, I mean, I go out to the Okanagan all the time. I absolutely love it. I can't believe it. It's like having a little, I'm originally from Chicago, and the Okanagan is like a little Florida to me. See that? I'm just bringing in a little bit of lights, a little bit of blues. I don't want to bore you guys. And the water flattens out here. So see how I'm doing the strokes like the way the water would actually move. And it's so fun. It's really peaceful. Look at that. How cool is that, hey? I'm gonna bring some water down into here. And Wherever the water hits flat land, I like to kick it up a little bit. I want to get to the fun parts. That's why I'm kind of going as fast as I can. When the water breaks at the bottom, it always lightens up a little bit. So we're going to flip that up a little. Make the water come this way, this direction.
Heather, do you always paint in acrylic or do you ever paint in oil?
I started in oils. And the thing is, I'm a very fast painter. And honestly, I get bored very easily. So I can paint in oils, no problem. But, I started painting in acrylics because there wasn't much of a difference to me. I mean, it's all in my brush strokes, right? And the colors and shapes. So it really wasn't a big stretch to go to acrylics, but I like the way they dry so much faster. So I'm not patient like I used to be. Look at that. We want it to go in here. But the movement, it's all in your brush strokes. You can make anything move if your fingers are moving. Let's do that. Make it very dramatic. Make it dramatic for the Okanagans, the Okies. Ooh, someone's sick.
So do you ever use mediums with your acrylics?
Yep, that's what I'm about to show you as soon as I get this laid down. We are going to use some glaze. Glaze is my best friend. Without it, I am nothing. It really makes a huge difference. We're going to turn it. We're going to turn this water and make it go this way.
I know when I was working with you, just using some of those paints that you do, because they're a little cheaper, they're a little kind of chalkier and they hold like they're little have kind of tooth to them.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I don't know. I love them. I might make a lot of professional artists angry, but it's not about, to me, it's the operator, right? It's the creator. The brush strokes is what's going to make it. I don't know. The paint is important, but I don't know. I don't really, whatever works for me. That's what I found in my career so far is whatever will work for me. And this
Heather,
yep.
Where do you get that Craft Smart paint from?
You can get it at Michael's.
Oh, okay.
And it's very affordable. And it's so smooth. You won't even believe it. I mean, honestly, I've tried golden. This is way easier for me. It's pretty crazy. But I freak out a lot of people with this. They're like, what are you using? I'm using the cheapest paint you can possibly find. We'll just kind of bring that down like that. Again, we have to make noises. I'm going to put that there. We'll bring this way. I'm going to have to kick in some of that. You know what? I'll just use the dark blue that I already have here. And I want to make this stand out a little bit more. Does someone have the hiccups? Let's see. I love water. Look at that. I've done this whole painting with a 1/4 inch angle brush. Where's this water going? We're gonna bring this down in here. That's how you get a good flow. This is beautiful. Let's see. This is gonna go. Boop. So it sounds like you guys are doing pretty good out there with your shows and stuff. I was eavesdropping a little.
Good. Yeah, we're planning a big show in the fall.
That's excellent.
Hmm.
It's good to know there's the art world is still continuing, even though we got all this weird stuff happening in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm putting little fine details. Little boop, boop. I don't know if I like that, but I'm gonna bring it up right behind the tree. And so it's all about, you know, your values. And I like to do it all in blue first. And then we will kick it up with some awesome glazing.
So do you leave much in the way of like flecks of the purple showing through here and there?
Yeah, I do. I do that. And I do it because I love purple. I love all those little bits of purpley glimmers. So yeah. Let's see. Look at this. This is awesome already. We're going to flow that down. We'll get to the fun stuff in a minute. How long do I have? An hour?
Yep, you've got another full hour if you want to get.
Okay, see how like when I brush at the base of the rocks, I flip my brush up because I'm imagining that it's gonna splash when it hits. See that? Like I flip it up. Okay, and we'll just bring this out like this. We'll just go to there. We'll go to there. Oops.
I really hope people will look at Heather's website because her paintings can have so much movement in them. And I think that comes from her, her way of being so connected to the, like what's happening in the scene.
Yes, you have to get connected to the scene. Thank you for saying that. You really do. You have to love what you're painting. Otherwise, you have to love the colors you're using too. Otherwise, it's just going to be, it's not fun when you're using all mucky colors. Well, at least not for me. Let's see. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit more. See how now I'm adding little pops to a little bit of areas.
Is that white and the black fill? Is the white particularly opaque?
It is. Here, let me show you. It's liquidy. It's beautiful.
It looks quite thin, but it's opaque, eh?
Well, the reason it looks thin is because it is quite thin. It's like it's thicker than the golden, the golden liquid.
Right.
It's thin. It's thicker than the golden liquid, but thinner than a medium body.
Right.
So it's kind of like glue. I would say like glue. It has a gluey consistency. Okay, let's see. Please, if you guys at any time you can interrupt me. Let's see. Okay, so this comes out this way. Figure out. I'm just going to use a little black and white right here because I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do here. Okay, now we're going to put on a little bit of white, more white highlight. I'm using my craft mark. See how it like drips, crusty little. It's very crusty. You got to be careful that you don't get all the little dry specks in your paint. Okay, cleaning my brush. Which one should I use?
It has such a cool like graphic look to it right now.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's you gotta look at stuff in simplified. Simplify the shapes. That was that was like the main thing that I wanted to do was simplify everything because I get too far into all the crevices and stuff. So I try to build just big shapes and big color, first. And then I could go in and add all the fun. Like the last 40 minutes of a painting is like the magic time. So that's the magic. I'm just moving this for a sec, sorry. Okay. So now I'm taking that white. And I know you're thinking, white? Oh my gosh. But you know what? It works for me. And when I'm going to show you some cool tricks. So I like my water to kind of look like when you put your camera on open the aperture up and put it on a timer and the water just slows down and it becomes more solid. That's how I like to paint the water. Okay, I got to stop talking or I'm going to mess up my painting. Okay, let's see. So we're going to go down in here. We're going to bring the light this way. You gotta pay attention to your light source when you're painting water. See, I got a little black in there in my brush, but that's okay. I kind of like it. So we'll keep it. I like that. And we're going to put the big white right in here. Now this technique that I'm doing, this is the same thing I do for snow. The exact same thing, actually. I do my mounted first, then I put the snow on because the snow falls on the mountain. So it's all kind of basically the way nature actually works is the way I like to paint. So if the water flows, I have to put the ground down before the water can flow. And when I'm building a mountain scene, I have to put the mountains in before I put the snow on the mountain because the snow falls on the mountain. I mean, it's all like super basic, easy stuff. But us adults like to complicate things a little bit. Should I bring that in? We'll see. Once I put the rocks in there, we'll see what parts of the water survive. There we go. Oh, cool, hey? I'm going to bring that out even more. We're going to say the light is bouncing off of here and it's hitting right there. And then it comes in over here. But we're going to leave some of that up to our imagination. It's really important to try to tell a story in your And I'm like, wow, look at this. This reminds me of Souk a little bit. I go with my husband to Souk to go fishing every year, and I'm going to pull that down more. There. Never fear, the glaze is almost here. See that? It's already beautiful. I'm already happy with it. So the water's flowing down, so I go that way. The water's fluffing up at the base, so I go this way. You got to kind of keep the same.
Heather, when you go fishing, do you pack your paints and do some plein air?
I do, and sometimes I just take a lot of photographs and then I go home and paint them. But I do that. I do that actually in Alberta a lot. I don't really like to take my paints anywhere on an airplane, but we'll just bring that in. We'll just have it disappear. See, I'm just so into it. There we go. This is going to be the fun stuff in the sec. You're going to love this. So I started painting this way because I was a graphic designer working in publishing. I used to design kids' textbooks K through 6. And I used to do a lot of layering in my work on Photoshop. And I used filters a lot on photographs. So then I thought, why can't I paint that way? You know, why can't I just tint stuff like I can do on the computer? So I tried it, and it worked. The glaze was like the best thing that could ever happen to me. So it turns all your paint translucent. So you could put all these little lines and details in, and then we can really make them sparkle with different colors on top. I'm always trying to do something cool. It's got to have the cool factor. Maybe we'll have some water dripping down. See, I'm just making this stuff up now. Got to have some water dripping somewhere. Maybe a little water coming in here. Just to show a little shape. There. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad for, what, 20 minutes? Okay, so we got some good stuff going on here, but now it's just not cool enough to me. Now we're going to have to do some serious cool stuff. And you have to really think the way water flows and bubbles, and you know, maybe it comes over this way and then it drops. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so now we have this fun stuff going on. Let's put some drips in there just for the heck of it. Now I did this entire painting with a quarter inch brush, quarter-inch angle. I'm telling you, if you could get a hold of those, if you can really get comfortable with angle brushes, they're really all you ever need. Because you've got the straight line, you got the side, the angle, you got straight lines, you can curve them. It's really awesome. Okay, so that's cool. Let's bring a little bit more white in here. So I'm just building from the darkness. Building. That's going to drip. That's going to go this way. Okay, so now let's do some fun stuff. Okay. Who knows where that came from? Okay, so now this is what I want you to think of when you're tinting or using, oh, I don't like that, sorry. when you're tinting or you're using acrylics, you need them to be pretty dry. I need this to really bounce. That would be cool. Okay. Okay. So we got our water, our whites, our mid-tones. So let's add some flavority. Let's when you cover blue with yellow, you get green. So I'm going to take some. Let's turn this water down in here because the sky is going to be all greens. So I'm going to take some yellow ochre or yellow oxide now. I can never find yellow ochre anymore, and oxide is so strong. And then I'm going to take some glaze, and I'm going to put it next to my yellow paint. I'm literally leaning on my other painting. Now, when you're glazing, always use a dry brush and make sure that your paint is dry as well. So we're going to go where it's the driest. See that? Acrylics is amazing. Look at that. It's already dry. That's like 2 seconds. That's why I love acrylics. Okay, so I have a nice dry, clean brush. Oh, sorry. I'm using a 1/2 inch angle now. And we're going to add some fun. I'm going to take this yellow and I'm just going to very softly flow it in. I don't mix into the acrylic. I just kind of grab it. And that's what makes it more translucent. Look at that. So we're going to bring the greenness without using green. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's pretty cool. We got to do this top too. We're going to just let it go into the, let it go in. So I'm just making it translucent, right? Let's see. You know what? We're going to do it up here too. And then we'll just use white again. We're going to grab some. And I know you're thinking, oh, yellow. It makes it look like urine. No, it won't. Because I'm just warming it. I'm warming the whites that I put on there. Just warming them a touch. And then we'll put white on top of them again because I work in layers, right? So look at that. All of a sudden, see that? It's just like kind of softening everything up. Beautiful. Okay. Now, what other color should we use? Let's throw in some fun color. Let's use some turquoise. Or, yeah, let's use turquoise. I have this handy dandy Armstrong Amsterdam. This is good paint. You guys should try Amsterdam. It's as good as Liquitex to me. So now I'm going to pick up a little bit of that turquoise with the yellow still on, and I'm just going to brush it through the glaze. And I'm going to bring it down. And I know you're thinking, wow, that's a lot of color, Heather. But don't worry, because we're going to really bring it alive. Look at this. And all I did was just use, look at that. It's like ice. See, I'm just hitting certain spots. So we can put a little of this, little of that. Glaze is the way to go when you're working in acrylics. It really is. Now let's pick up a little bit of that Prussian blue. And make it a little darker over here. See, I'm just pulling it through. But that's okay. Now it's really starting to look like water, hey? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there?
Yes.
Is there anybody out there?
We're hypnotized.
Hmm?
We're
Are you
hypnotized.
hypnotized? Oh, good. Oh, thank the Lord. I just want you guys to see, you could put little tops on rocks. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you gotta have fun, or what's the point? Can't paint for money.
That's for sure.
Yeah. You gotta enjoy it, or just, don't do it. Okay, so I'm just pulling some of the darks in now. A little bit more darker. Maybe. Can you guys hear my husband? He's talking to our dogs. See that? Look at that. I could just make a shadow. And then you can go back in and build. If you want to make it a different kind of rock, you can. You can put little crevices in there. I'm just going to leave that purple top because I kind of like it. I want to make this a little darker in here. You always want to pay attention to your light. And now you can build all your little rocks and stuff. You can start to pull them up into, I don't like that, so I'm just gonna.
That really popped out that rock.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then you could even throw little other rocks in there if you want. And we could have the water splashing on them. Look at that. We could go in here. We could, let's see. We can even change this. Make it kind of, we could do that. And then you just start popping them up. Let's see. Let's make this one a rock. Let's bring that rock above the white. I like to pop them up in above where the water flows. It's just kind of fun. Let's see, maybe one right here. Okay. And I kind of like that. I like the way it's flowing that way. Maybe this will go up a little higher. See how I just kind of bring it up above the water. That's cool. Maybe there's some little rocks over here. Maybe there's some right here. Maybe the rocks go on and on. Okay, let's see. I think I need another rock somewhere. I don't like this blank. So I'm just going to put one in there. That's kind of neat. So it's like you can make little crevices for where the water comes in. Let's see. So we got that going in there. I like this. But we don't want everything to be perfectly symmetrical because then it starts to look like you just made it up. There you go. Let's bring that in here. That's neat. Now I'm going to fix this right in here, make that rock. Okay. I'll bring it in that way. Okay, that looks pretty neat. So let's just bring some little lines in here. Don't you guys just love painting?
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing ever. I am so glad that I was that my talent was brought out by my mother, and I'm so happy she did, because it really is a great escape from life.
Totally.
Okay, so now we got some stuff happening here. It looks a little bit better. So it's kind of a dance. It's a dance between light and dark and bouncing light. So let's see. Let's go back in now and let's bring in some white. Put a little bit more glaze on because my glaze is very crazy. Look at how fun it is. It's really coming alive. I don't know if you guys, do I need to get you closer? Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Can you zoom in? I hope so. I'm so old school. Let's see. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same white, but I'm going to put glaze in it. So I have like half glaze, half white. And that's how you can do like these little cool, soft, see that? And it'll just go right into your, and when it hits the bottom, remember, you got to bring it up. So yeah, I mess around with water all the time, trying to figure it out. It's really good to just study the way it flows. That way you don't have to think so much. Let's see, maybe it would come in there a little bit. Right in here. Okay, what was I going to do here? I think I'll just bring it in and let it flow. Bring it in and let it flow. There we go. Now we got all sorts of cool stuff happening here.
Heather, are you following any kind of reference?
Yeah, I got this little, can you see?
Mm-hmm.
I just grabbed a little waterfall just to, but it started to change as I started painting. Nothing ever turns out the way it looks on the picture of the place. I mean, it looks like it feels like it, but I like to add little, little fun stuff. I like a lot of balance. I like stuff to look balanced. I'm going to actually bring this down in here like this.
So what did you eat?
Now he's talking to his mother. My mother-in-law is staying with us. There we go. Now I'll take some white again. And just gonna hit the tops. See, this is, the glaze gives it that coolness. And now I'm gonna underline each little area that I want to bring out, and then we'll hit it with another blue. Actually, maybe we'll do something cool.
Is that a satin glaze, Heather?
No, I use gloss glaze.
Okay.
Golden gloss glazing fluid. It's awesome. Oops. You hear me say oops a lot. So I like to have a little interest in there. As long as you remember that to outline the base, like I have a strategy, right? I know how I do this stuff. I've been doing water for so long that like I know that when it hits the base of a rock, it becomes lighter. So I always, and if you look at my work, you'll see I always hit the bottoms of all my rocks with a fine line. That way it'll have some more interest. That's kind of darker over there. I'm just adding a little bit of some highlights to see how I'm just kind of flicking it up. Flick it up. Just put a little bit of light in there. That's beautiful. This is going to be gorgeous. And see, I had that crazy yellow, but I'm keeping some of it, but I'm kind of highlighting the white part now, the lightest. Okay, this is looking cool. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take some more Prussian blue. Prussian blue is my go-to for shadows, darkening things. Look at that. How cool is that? That just made a mark like that. I'm going to keep it. Let your canvas talk to you. My canvas is saying add some shadows, so I am. But look at that. It made that mark. I'm keeping it. It looks so cool. So it's really important to, I know that you keep your mind on what you're painting, but you got to look at your canvas too and go, wait, before you mess up, before you white out something amazing that you did by accident. Always pay attention and let your canvas do the talking. Look how fun that is. Okay, so right in here, this would cast a shadow in there. And that would be dark. Maybe just the base. The base. That would be definitely light. Oh, that's so cool. I already love it. I don't think I like that right there. I think this is going to be my focal point. So let's bring a little. I'm just bringing it down. I don't really. I like little circles and stuff. So we'll just give it a few. It smooths it out. Okay. So my light's coming this way. So we'll cast a little bit more. Let's see. Unfortunately, you still have to use your mind a little bit. There, now it's starting to look like fun. You can even put little bubbles if you wanted to. Am I crazy? But you could do that. Look, I'm just using the same brush and just poking little. Look at that. You can make stuff happen. You can add a cliff, a level if you wanted to, which I'm going to do right now. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. So what else should we do? Does anyone have any suggestions? What do you want to see? Let's see. Let me think. Oh,
Some of the dry rocks.
yeah. Let's add some color to those rocks. I'm going to use a little burnt sienna to start with. And maybe, I don't know, let's see what violet will do. What should we do? I could use some of these yellow ochre. We got our white, we got our, okay, so let's do it. Where's my, oh, I was looking for my reference photo. See, that's a good sign. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of purple, I think, and make this one purple. See how fun? And I double load my brush. A lot of times I'll put more than one color on my brush. Can you guys see okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. And I'll do top this baby off. We can even put a little something in there. I don't know. Let's see what this will do. Kick it up another notch. There we go. That looks neat. Now we gotta do it over here. And right there. What was the, we're gonna have to put some trees in here. So I'm just kind of reminding myself that that will be darker. There we go. So we got our blacks already in there. So we don't have to worry too much. We could just pop little bits of color and purples and see that? Nice. So you won't see me doing a 3-color painting ever. But what is this up here? Oh, okay, I'm gonna go up here. And this kind of curves this way. So I'm just kind of making it, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm gonna pull in some Prussian blue again. And I'm just gonna bring that in here. We like to keep everything kind of, I don't know what that's gonna be yet. It's pretty black back there, so I'm just gonna leave that. Now I also like to use a liner brush, and then what I do with my liner brush is make my little details. I'm grabbing a little of everything right now just to kind of bring in some different colors in here. Yeah, I didn't like that Prussian blue, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. This will have to be a wild rock. There we go. And then you can go back in and flatten your edges with your black if you want. You can pop in purple if you want. I'm just trying to make it all work out. This looks like it's got like little stuff going on. I like my vision better than the photo. So we'll just do that. This rock has a flat top. And then it goes down. Are you guys still mesmerized? Or are you going, no, Heather, don't get rid of the purple? Oh, I need a darker tone. I'm gonna grab some. It's very colorful right now. And now I'm gonna add magenta.
Nice.
Because when the rocks get wet, to me, they get darker. So, just gonna darken that. And we're just gonna add little touches right here. Little touches. Little touches of light in that black. Cool, hey? It's working out. It's working out. Look at that. I was worried.
There were two things that you believe, not that the romance.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But it's a loan that you made.
We're gonna bring water.
Mr. Stewart does not deny that you gave him $1,000, correct? Your defense is that it was a gift.
We're just gonna bring that water all the way out.
Okay. On what date did you and Miss Peterson start to date?
We never dated.
Somebody is having a deep conversation.
Did you see? This year.
It's like, am I seeing this correctly? Look at that. Okay. How are we doing on time? Are we doing good on time?
Yeah, you have about 30 minutes left.
Oh, cool. Okay, good, good. What do you guys think so far?
Love it.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah, beautiful.
I love all the movement.
Exactly. Yay. That's what I wanted you to feel. Now see if I get a shape wrong, I gotta go back and shape it better. That looks better. But that's gotta be much darker right in here. And then you can make little lines, and let's get our liner out. Let's get our liner brush. I love a good liner. Okay, so I like to use the nice long one. See that? Can you guys see against the?
Yep.
Okay. And we'll take some black, that same black. And you can go in and you can make, like little lines and then pop color back in. You can make little circles in your stuff. See? I love circles and you can make little veins in your, can make things more symmetrical, little darkness underneath certain spots to make it look like it's actually flowing. And then there, we're gonna put some grassy grass right in there. Well, you guys are really seeing my process, except there's one thing in my actual process. I would have done this background first. I would have done this because I work from farthest to closest and then darks to lights. So I would have done this part first, but I didn't know how fast I was going to be able to whip it out. So what am I doing? Okay. So I'm just kind of drawing in some rocks that I want in there. And that black you'll find is just amazing for drawing. Look at that. You could just pull those little things down.
Is it warm enough, Mom?
I'm gonna do that. Look at, you got all sorts of fun stuff happening here.
So what plans do you have for the background?
I think I'm just gonna do lovely trees and greenness, which is gonna reflect right in here. Hey, let's put some green on in here. I want to put more green. This is another color that I love to use, and it's a crazy color. It's called aqua green. It's maddening, but it looks really good in certain spots. So let's see. I also vape. I'm a vapor. I quit smoking years ago, but I do vape still. And I know it's not good for you, but I do vape while I paint. So every once in a while I'll stop, I'll look at it, I'll sit here, I'll vape. There's nothing in the vapor, nothing in it. I'm a good girl. So, okay. So we still have quite a bit of glaze here. So I'm just going to glaze this color in and see what happens. See, you can always go light with your glaze. You can always go darker, right? So I need to dry this. Sorry.
And that color was aqua, you said?
Yes, aqua green. I use it a lot in my trees as well. Let's see. Maybe I can throw some in my trees. I don't know where my reference is. There it is. Let's see what it'll do. Let's just go crazy. Well, what I could do in the background actually is I could do this entire background in blue, and then just, you could just glaze the color onto it, which is super fun too. This is aqua green. It's very strong green. But if you use it with a yellow ochre, you'll get a nice sappy olivey color, which I really like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring some of this color into it. And the reason I'm going to do that is because this is going to be, I like to tie it in. I like the colors to just harmonize. So I think I'll just bring some greens in here. So now I got my green. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice color? It's like soft. Okay, let's say I'm gonna put some, you know what, I'm actually gonna do it. I'm actually gonna do it. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just gonna paint some greens in here and some darks. See, look at that. It's so smooth. This is actually going to be treeage or something. It's like a bunch of weird stuff going on here.
Any of that violet underpainting showing?
Oh yeah, you can see lots of it.
So you'll leave that?
Probably. I'm probably going to add it back into a few rocks too. So let's see where. Let me find my violet. Now see what's after 8. In my house, after 8, I start to go a little. Where did I put
After 9, your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got me half asleep now. Okay, let me think. Okay, I think I'm going to do the background. This is going to be wild, but I'm going to do the background with Prussian blue and white again, just like I did the waterfall. Oh, where's my picture? Sorry, guys. I know I seem like a little airheady, but I am. Truth be told. So this is like really crazy green yellow in the back. See that? Mm-hmm. But I'm going to kind of tone it down a little bit. And we'll just, I'm going to add some of the color so we can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some stripes in here with my Prussian blue and white, just like the waterfall. And then I'm going to tint it in different spots to make it look like it's forest. I should have already put this in, but
Your canvas is partially off the screen.
oh,
I think it's just the center stage keeps wanting to find your face, so it keeps
I
looking at
know.
you.
I know.
Okay, better now. Thanks.
Better? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was a bad timing for that cancel. Okay. I'm just trying to see the picture, man. Okay. So we'll just put some lines in here. Very simple lines, little circles and stuff, little dots. I know this sounds crazy, but it all works out. I don't know how it happens, but it works. We'll put some lines in here, like a little dark area. Then we'll go back in with some white. And that's starting to look like what I want it to look like. See, I don't usually paint it last. I paint that part. I want that to look kind of like trees. And we're just gonna make this. I know it looks crazy, but I'm gonna shock you in a second. You're gonna go, yeah, that is so cool, Heather. Because that's what it's all about. It's about looking cool. There we go.
Heather, are you ever wetting your brush or are you just going straight from paint to paint? And
I'm going straight from paint to paint.
okay.
I load my brush, I clean it
Yeah.
up, and I just keep going. Because like I said, I have no patience. So I'm just picking this up. I'm leaving some of that purple just to give some coolness. And then what I'm gonna do, oh, that went pretty quick. What's that right there? Okay. Now, going to add some interest right in here. This is where I want it to really bring you right up to this area. And I know you're thinking it's all blue. Well, just wait. Just wait. There we go. Okay. Oh, what happened to my tree? It's okay, we can always paint our trees back in. There. A little bit more. We can even put some trees going on this way. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? There we go. That's a little interesting. Just trying to give it a little interest. Right in here. Still using that big old brush. How fun. Okay. Okay, so see how we have purple, we have the black lines, we have some interest, a little weirdness going on there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make it green. With my handy dandy. See what this looks like? Isn't that crazy? I am the opposite of an organized artist. Okay, so now we're going to take our glaze. This should be dry. See how fast it dries? Look at that. I just painted it and it's dry. So we're going to take some more glaze and we're going to take that yellow oxide again, which is So strong. And we are going to cover what we just did. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
And it really glows.
Can you see it on screen?
Mhm.
I hope you guys can see the depth. It's so cool. A little more. And then we'll have to paint it. Oh, see, that wasn't dry. But that's okay. That's the beauty of acrylics. You can do anything. You can paint anything with acrylics. And if you make a mistake or something that doesn't look good, that's okay. You can cover it. There's nothing you can't do. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, now I want it to be a little bit greener. So I'm going to pick up some of that crazy green. You can go in, you can pop little colors in. Look at that. You can bring that in. And then if you want to put your trees back in, you can, of course. See? Which I liked the way I had them before. Oh, that's okay. Let's do this. Make it look cool. Some cool stuff going on back there. Okay. Fun. Now my trees, I think I'm probably gonna do them in purple and orange stripes, maybe. I don't know. We want to bring a little bit of the light up in here. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's cool. Okay, now I'm going to grab a little bit more white because I want this right in here to really pop. It's not my interest, right? It's not where I want to bring your eyes over here. I need to keep your eyes focused on this area right in here. So if you've seen my work, you know I get pretty crazy with my details sometimes. So you know this is not where it will end up by any means. I mean, I'm probably, well, maybe I'll put some lineage in here. We can even build ourselves a little tree back here. I need a different brush. This one's too big. Have I taught you guys anything? Have you seen anything cool?
Definitely.
I hope you're having fun. I know some of your works are beautiful. And yeah, we'll just do that for now. Maybe we'll put, we can even put a little tree back here. You know, there's nothing we can't do. Got to put some funky tree. I have to. It's just It's just my nature. There we go. I'll just put some little things on there. Little cool stuff happening. I don't know. And we get into the details. Like I said, the last 40 minutes is the best part of a painting. So in here, I put all my little details, and I don't know. We'll make that all work. You got to make it all work somehow. I like that. Bring some movement in there. Look at how cool that is. It's already just like, I'm loving it. I think this is going to be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I think I'm done, guys. I'm getting tired.
You could
I don't want to mess it up because it
stop
actually.
anytime.
How much time do we have left?
Well, we're getting close to the end,
Yeah.
and of course, we'd love to ask some questions. So,
Please do. Am I making you guys nuts?
No.
no, it's
Okay.
beautiful. I love the colors that you're using.
Mhm.
You use angle brushes. Do you have a particular brand that you like?
I like the cheapest angle brushes you can find, and I'll tell you why. Here, let me turn around for a sec. Let me get situated here. I got a lot of activity going on in this little space. Okay, let me turn you around. Can I see your faces?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, just a sec. I'll
Okay.
just there. How's that?
Oh, beautiful. Okay, let me turn myself around. There we go. Whew. Okay. Ask away. Ask me anything you want to know.
Get together on Wednesday.
Yeah,
the,
hang on. I just want to make sure my microphone is turned off here.
It's gone.
So
Oh,
where do you get the brushes from Michael's as
Oh,
well? They carry the angle
I
range?
buy the cheapest. I'm going to tell you my secrets, okay? Don't share them with anyone. I am terrible about taking care of my brushes. I would love to buy a $70 or $80 paintbrush, okay? But I wreck them. I wreck all of them. So what I have decided to do is I always buy
I don't know.
the cheapest angle brushes I can find.
Still on there.
I leave them in water 24/7. I leave them in the water and I paint with them until they start to fray, and then I throw them away and I buy another set. They're like, I think $18 for a set of like 4 at Michael's. Those work really well. I also I get the ones from the paint store. All I can tell you is they have a blue handle. But everything, all my brushes, I'm telling you, they're all under $20. They're all most of them are under 10. And it's just because that's the way I started, right? I started with those brushes, and when it works for me and I get comfortable, I stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I formulated everything. It's like I usually use the same color underpainting. I usually always use purple. Sometimes I go burnt sienna. I have used red, but I don't use it often. I'm more known for my purple sparkles. And yeah, that's what I really do. I keep them in water all the time, 24/7. But I paint every day too. So there's a reason for that. Think about what you're doing to your fancy brushes by keeping them in water, then taking them out, cleaning them, putting them back in the water, cleaning them. Every time you clean that brush, you're wrecking those bristles. So I just leave them in water and I paint with them until they're dead. Usually it takes about a month or two. Yeah, about a month or two. Yeah. I can get out of a good paintbrush, but and plus I like them when they're new because they're sharp. So my work looks sharper, but I like those old frailed ones too for like fluffy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like, clouds and stuff like that, or trees. I like a little fluff. So I use some of the older, like the smashed brushes. Here, let me show you a good smash. Look at that. Can you guys see that? It's dead. But that works really great for some fluffy clouds. So I keep those little dead ones too.
So do you use canvas as well as, looks like that was a board you were painting on?
Oh no, this is a canvas. It's just
it
the
canvas?
1 inch. It's just the 1 inch, but I usually use here, let's move this because I really wanted to finish this one with you guys, but I'm really pooped out.
Mhm.
Can you hold the painting up closer to the camera, Heather?
This one?
The one that you were
Just
demonstrating.
sure. Let's see. Da-da-da. Isn't it cool? Look at how fun. That's the energy I got from your group. You guys gave me energy. So look at that. And that was like what, an hour? Come on.
It's
An
beautiful.
hour.
Thumbs up.
I could frame that, put a couple little juicy stuff in there, frame it, and boom, sold.
Had all that energy and we weren't even talking.
Well, you know what it is? I saw all your faces because I flipped around in the grid, the gallery view, and I wanted to see who was here. And I saw everyone's face and I was like, I don't know, I just got good energy from your group. So it helped me paint. But yeah, I mean, you gotta make your paintings, your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to do it is to use your reference photo for shapes, right? For shapes and so you can see the distance, the perspective of something. But you gotta use your mind and your heart when you're painting. You gotta well, what's my favorite color? Ooh, I want to use purple today, so that I'm gonna put purple in all my shadows, or I want to use orange. You got to use the stuff you love, otherwise you're not gonna like your work. If you're not using colors that you don't like, if you're not enjoying it, you're not gonna like what you do. I hear so many artists go, oh, I just can't, my work. Oh, they're afraid to show it. No, man, show it. We're all different. We're all creative. We all have different ways of seeing things. What I think is cool might be like super gaudy to somebody else. I don't know, but I enjoyed doing it. I put my heart into it and I loved it. So,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you gotta love it. And if you have a career, I mean, I've been really working hard here in Canada for a while, and I built a pretty good career out of painting. But I'll tell you, if I didn't love the process, I don't think I would have made it more than 3 or 4 years in Canada painting, because there's a huge demand. And Canada, I'm originally from Chicago, so that's why I talk like Canada loves artists. Canada loves original paintings. This is the best place to be as an artist. Honestly, this country loves art, and this is the best place to sell your work, and it'll be appreciated. This is a really awesome place, and Trump better not touch.
No way.
Sorry.
Oh.
But yeah, I use all cheap paint. I'm David Langevin, I love his stuff. He blows my mind. He's one of the people that I really look up to. And Linda Wilder, she's one of my favorite artists. Doug Swinton, of course, just because of his personality more than his art. I like his art too, but I like his
Great. It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing, actually, him and I are doing a critique through Mastrius. If any of you are Mastrius artists, I would love to see you guys there. We're going to critique each other's work first, and then we'll critique everybody else.
Awesome.
Fun.
I hope he doesn't make me cry in public. But yeah, you got to do it with joy. Paint with joy, have confidence. Don't think anybody's better than you, because we all see things differently. We all have different, likes and dislikes. I believe that you start your career, the first half, you're trying to make everything, your painting journey, the first part of your painting journey, you want to make everything look real. The second part, you want to make everything look fake. You don't want it to look real anymore. I don't want to get that detailed. I don't have time for that. I want to just get the love, the action, the movement that I want and get it down on the canvas. So I don't want to go to everything looking real, because that's what a camera's for. Right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you. Very inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to wake up in the morning and paint.
Yes. Awesome. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to inspire you guys. I want you guys to just feel, get away from worrying about what materials you have. Don't worry about it. If you see a cool color and it's a cheapo paint, try it. It might change everything for you, because that's what it did for me. I don't want to go to Golden because I'm afraid to go to Golden. I mean, they're like $40-50 for a tube of paint. So I'm really happy that I'm right where I want to be, and I'm not spending tons of money on paint. And as long as you varnish your work, if you're an acrylic painter, please varnish your work, because you don't want the sun to damage it. You don't want anything to happen, and it makes it totally waterproof. So if a collector comes to your house and they pick it up and they put it in their car, it won't get damaged. Just varnish. So yeah.
Heather,
Yeah.
could you post the photo of your painting for us? Maybe send it to Kit so that we can have a copy of it as well and see it.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I can totally do that.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome, Heather. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Heather.
Well,
Thank you.
I'll see you guys out
Thank you
there.
very much.
Paint
That was
on,
great.
my friends. Paint on.
Thank you.